Hello, everybody. Welcome back to SMP episode 3 shorts. This episode will be giving just a little update about New York City and its further industrialization. So recently, I just covered New York City power generation for shorts episode 2. Well, I've added to it since then, and now the new power plants run on fossil fuels and don't make nearly as much as the nuclear counterparts for obvious reasons. But the new addition of using fossil fuels has aided the server's stagnating economy for now. So basically, I will be covering fossil fuels for this episode. We have many states in the server, as you know, which all have a specific reason for why they exist. New York State is the industrial and commercial capital of the world, Alaska being the king of oil, Connecticut being the place for mining, New Jersey being the place for people with low-spec computers, and the most recent state, Virginia, the new state for large-scale farming. Alaska and New York State are the capital places for oil pumping in the server. Elko has also constructed rails and trains to get and transport oil across the states to its refineries in New York. From there, we have two types of refinery setups in New York City. The first being from the Immersive Petroleum mod. Here's our refinery station located in Upper Manhattan. Here, the crude oil is dropped off and stored into these tanks to be fully processed into petcoke, diesel, gasoline, and lubricant. Our second station is located in Bronx. This setup is still sort of experimental for our server. This refinery is a lot more efficient than our first, but lacks time efficiency. It takes forever to get anything out of this thing, but the fuels it does produce are a lot better than the other fuels made at Manhattan's refinery. The fuels made at these refineries have their own pipelines in the New York City sewers that travel across the boroughs of New York City. Diesel gets pumped and processed at 3 plants in Manhattan. Petcoke, kerosene, and gasoline get processed at 3 separate plants in Manhattan. All plants that burn these fuels are owned by NYSEG. The power generated at these plants are then fed through their own independent power cable to the central NYSEG building in Manhattan, where it's then fed to New York City's battery backup system with the rest of the power plants in New York City to be monitored and then distributed to all NYSEG customers in New York City. Some residents of New York City ask why we're choosing to burn fossil fuels. Recently, New York City underwent a wide-scale blackout, shutting down factories and businesses across the city. This accident was caused by New York City's nuclear power plants and fuel generation facilities. So NYSEG began looking into creating a sustainable emergency source for power when a nuclear power plant happens to shut down due to a fault or an emergency. Since the power outage, boroughs of New York started spending a lot more money and time in the fossil fuels industry instead of the nuclear power industry, due to its cheapness and sustainability. These power plants are extremely low maintenance and benefit more than they hurt. That pretty much wraps up today's episode. I thought it was worth covering as an individual piece since this will be referred to in the next history video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.